Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So yesterday, I listened to excerpts from Donald Trump's press conference. And as I listened to these excerpts, the first thing I thought was that Donald Trump is dangerous. You know, Donald Trump made several outlandish and ridiculous statements during this press conference. You know, the first thing that he said is that all hell is going to break loose in the Middle East if Hamas doesn't free the hostages. And as I heard that statement, I thought about how hell is already broken loose in the Middle East. You have an ongoing genocide in Gaza where tens of thousands of innocent civilians have been killed. And you have a situation where people are being denied medicine and food. Many people are on the brink of starvation in Gaza. And in addition to the ongoing genocide in Gaza, Israel expanded this conflict to Lebanon and to Syria. You know, Israel has bombed Lebanon and Syria, and there are threats of attacks in Iran. So the situation is already bleak. There's already hell in the Middle East. And the thought of this man escalating the violence over there is very frightening. It is horrifying to think that he can actually make the situation actually worse than it already is. How many more people must die? How many more people must be displaced? And I just think that the situation is going to be far worse if Trump has his way. And the sad thing is, Donald Trump actually convinced some gullible and naive Muslims to support him. You know, I remember seeing those ignorant Muslims on stage with this man, talking about how they endorse this man, talking about how he's going to bring peace to the Middle East. And we see how that's turning out. This man is not going to bring peace to the Middle East. This man is going to bring more war to the Middle East, more violence, more loss of life. There could be even more U.S. intervention in the Middle East as soon as this man takes off. More conflict in the Middle East. But this is the man that those foolish and gullible Muslims endorsed. And as I think about the consequences of this election, I think about the Green Party and, you know, their role in the election. Some of those people that voted for the Green Party may have voted for Kamala Harris. They may have voted for Kamala Harris if the Green Party wasn't involved in the election. And my question is to the Green Party, like, where are you guys now? Where are you? It's like these Green Party people only come around the time of the election. Just like any old crooked ass politician, you know, that only can be seen in the black community and in the black church when it's election time. Where is this Green Party? Why is it that you only show up around election time? What are you doing now? Where's your voice now? You know, the Green Party promised you the sky, the stars in the sky and all that kind of stuff, if elected. But after the election, after they lose the election, they're nowhere to be seen. The situation is going to be worse. And I understand the outrage against, you know, the Biden administration. I share that outrage, but the situation is now going to be worse once this man gets into office. The other thing is this: Donald Trump is talking about taking control over the Panama Canal, This man has talked about how he would not rule out taking military action to gain control of Greenland. And this man jokes about making Canada a part of the United States. You know, he talked about how, that barrier between the United States and Canada is not real, basically. And he suggested that, Canada should be a part of the United States, like one of the states of the United States, the 51st state. That's stuff that he joked about. And we know that Canada is one of the biggest allies of the United States. Canada is a major trade partner with the United States. And as I hear this kind of insane type of rhetoric, the first thing that I think about is that it's possible that this man may be a Russian asset designed to undermine America's alliances around the world, designed to undermine NATO. And we saw that when he took office the last go around, he did damage to America's relationships with its allies. And I'm concerned that he may do the same here. And the sad thing is, Donald Trump is surrounding himself with a bunch of yes men, people that are not questioning anything that he says or does. And that is very dangerous for our country. It's a threat to the nation and to the world to have this kind of man in power. This man has talked about partnering, issuing pardons for those insurrectionists, the people that participated in that January 6th riot and storming of the Capitol. This man is talking about issuing pardons for these criminals, these racists, these extremists. People that attacked police officers, people that stormed the nation's capital and damaged the property of members of Congress and even threatened members of Congress. You had a makeshift noose erected on the Capitol grounds, and people were threatening to take action against Vice President Mike Pence at the time. But these are the people that Donald Trump is talking about issuing pardons for. This is insane, man. This is crazy. These Republicans talk about how they're all about law and order, but yet and still, they have nothing to say when this man is talking about issuing pardons for these people that stormed the Capitol and threatened basically the lives of members of Congress. He has nothing to say about that. In fact, he's views these people as heroes, as people that should be pardoned. The hypocrisy of the Republican Party is being, exposed by Donald Trump. These people talk about law and order, but yet and still they support these insurrectionists. They have nothing to say about pardons for these insurrectionists. They claim to be about family values and all that kind of stuff, but yet and still they voted for a man that is the opposite of family values. You can't be about family values while you talk about sexually assaulting women. You can't talk about law and order while you support a man who's been found guilty of fraud. So anyway, man, Donald Trump is dangerous. I fear for this nation. And it's just a shame that buffoons actually voted for this idiot.